Hi, Annika. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. This is Demetrius Spates with Incumbent Solutions. So I created a quick video here for you to really just kind of give you a better explanation of how I help small businesses generate more sales, right? And so what I did is I typed in travel agents Bend, Oregon, which after doing a little bit of research found that that particular set of keywords is the main term that people search for when they are looking for travel agents in Central Oregon. So when I did that, as you scroll down, you'll notice that there is travel leaders here. They're paying for some ads, Google ads, to show up in that spot up here. And then as we scroll down, and this is what is known as the map pack, there's three businesses that show up here: Getaways Travel, TNM, and Direct Travel. And these three businesses that show up here, this is some prime real estate, and I'm going to explain to you how they show up there. But roughly 44% of people that are searching online usually click here in the map pack, right? And so I'm going to explain to you how these businesses are showing up here and how we can get yours to do the same, right? So what I did is I ran an audit on these three businesses, and what I found is that they have citations that are a little bit more than the competition. And so what I did is you can see here, Getaways Travel, right, which is in the top spot, had 37 citations. So citations are anywhere that your name, address, and phone number show up on the web. And there's literally thousands of places where you can do that. But usually businesses kind of tend to stick towards, kind of 20 to 30. And then next you'll see TNM with 16, Direct Travel with 21, and also ran one on you guys as well because you guys were in fourth position and you had 12, right? So if we could bump that up, that will help you move you guys into the map pack. Next thing is that these guys optimize their Google listings. And what do I mean by that is that obviously they completed, hours of service, phone number, website, but then also photos, right? Photos are huge, especially in your space, right? People want to see these destinations because that's kind of what pulls on the heartstrings, right? It's those warm fuzzies and people seeing happy faces and warm destinations and all these sorts of things. And so putting as many photos as you can on your Google listing will help optimize that listing. And then last but not least, reviews, right? I mean, whether good, bad, or indifferent, kind of reviews tell the story of a business's service, if you will. And the more of those you can get, obviously, 4 and 5 stars, the better. And really 5 stars, right? Because who leaves a 4 star? That's kind of an arbitrary number, but the more stars you can get, the better. More reviews, and after that, we scroll down to what is known as the organic rankings, right? And so these are businesses that have ranked their websites. And so you notice at the top you have travel leaders, Yelp, which is a directory listing, which you hopefully have your business listed on Yelp. Angie's List, Central Oregon Weddings, and as we scroll down, Getaways Travel also shows up on the first page. Now, generally, as a rule of thumb, anything that is beyond the top three spots, the number of clicks or phone calls to your website falls off drastically, right? And I'm sure just in your own consumer search, how many times have you gone past the first page when you are looking for a service, right? Or even just a restaurant, whatever. And so again, like I mentioned earlier, there's some prime real estate in not only just showing up on the first page, but being in the top spots, right? So if your business is showing in the map pack and in the top three organically, right, the chances of you getting that click or that phone call or that lead goes up tremendously, right? And so in the contact form, you had mentioned that Destination Uncharted was a competitor in the area, and what I did is I pulled some info from a tool that I use called Ahrefs, And this kind of gives me just a snapshot of your overall site and kind of how it's ranking and whatnot. And I could see here that UR and DR is essentially relevancy, it's trust flow to your site, which had a 2.5 for trust flow, right? So the closer we could get these numbers when you divide them to be one, that is the strongest match or blend for your site. And so you have 21 backlinks with 15 referring domains, right? And so what that number tells me is that out of these 15 domains, these are called backlinks. And so those are essentially juice or votes to your site. And not all votes are created equal. And so what I mean by that is, right, you have 15 votes, but it's only giving you 2.5 juice, right? And so what that tells me that there's probably not a whole lot of juice that's coming from these sites. It's 42 keywords, and it's only producing roughly 3 clicks of traffic a month to your site for a dollar value of 12, right? And so what I did is I checked out what keywords that you were ranking for, and as you scroll down, you can see here that for Travel Agents Bend, Oregon, you're in position 21, which roughly is less or considerably less than 1 click per month to your site, right? So for the main keyword that people are searching for in Central Oregon, right, you're not even showing up for it. And so you're missing out on a ton of opportunity by not doing so. And then Travel Agency Bend, Oregon, right? Just the difference between these two, right, is a significant drop in searches, right? But the more the better. And so the more of these that you can be ranking for, you give yourself a higher chance of getting that phone call or that click to your site, and which could potentially lead to a sale. And so I also did the same thing for Destination Uncharted, as well as Gateways. But we look at Destination Uncharted, and they're doing a little bit better, but still overall, right? They're lacking. And so what that tells me is that there's some low hanging fruit in this space, and you could potentially become the gorilla in the game and acquire some market share in the travel agent space here in Central Oregon, right? And so I also did the same thing for Getaways Travel, right? And as we scroll down here, let's see, Travel Agent Bend, Oregon, and you'll see that these guys are in position 8 and they're getting 6 hits a month to their site. And so general rule of thumb is that for a business that's in the number 1 position, you'll roughly get 30% of the searches, right? So at 150 searches a month, that you'll get roughly somewhere between 40 and 50 hits to your site, right? What does that do to your business, right? And depending on I don't know your salesmanship, but what your closing ratio is, right? If you're 20, 30, or if you're really good and you're closing every 1 out of 2 people that you come across, what does that do to your business, and what does that do to your bottom line, right? And I noticed you guys have several agents, and some of them look like are in other locations, and we can take a look and do the same thing for these other locations. As you notice, Getaways is also right there ranking in Pasadena and other locations like that, and you can do the same thing for your business as well. So last but not least, I wanted to take a look at your overall website, right? And notice you guys have quite a few pages, but as I scroll down just the home page, I noticed there isn't a ton of content, right? And one of the things that Google likes to see, especially to establish you as an authoritative figure in your space, is content and keyword relevant content, right? So some of these keywords that we were mentioning earlier, right? Travel agents, Bend, Oregon, travel agent, and those sorts of things throughout your website, right? Helps Google recognize you as an authority in your space. and we take a look at getaways, right? And these guys have got quite a few pages, right? Content, pictures. They're not too heavy on the content. They have a lot of photos, a lot of links, interlinking, right? Interlinking is sites that or links that go to other pages on their site. And then popular destinations. These guys have tons of links. But the more content, the better, right? And so what this shows me here is that you guys could potentially take this space here in Central Oregon if you are wanting to, right? So the big three takeaways: citations for the map pack, name, address, and phone number, right? Name, address, phone number. And then backlinks, right? Votes to the site. More votes, more traffic, more money. And then last but not least, content. Authoritative, keyword-rich content, right? Those are the big three. So if you'd like to know more and how I can help you do this and become a gorilla and take up more market share here in Central Oregon or elsewhere, please just give me a shout. You can reach me at 541-408-2206, or you can just reply to the email that I send you this video from, and I look forward to talking to you. Thanks.